A warmly lit room, soft shadows dancing on comfortable furniture, beckons us step inside. Hello, friend. Before we begin our journey into the past, I invite you to settle in and make yourself comfortable. Let your shoulders relax and allow your breath to deepen. If you enjoy these nightly travels, please consider liking and subscribing. Your support allows us to continue bringing these stories to life. I'd love for you to leave a comment. It's always good to know when and where you are watching from, as it brings our community together. Rain-slicked cobblestone reflects gaslights, painting the 1,888 London streets in shimmering gold. Twilight descends, casting long shadows from grand Victorian manors, their windows ablaze with warm light. The air is thick with the smell of coal smoke and damp earth, a palpable sense of mystery hanging in the air. In the distance, the faint sound of horse-drawn carriages echoes through the night. The grand entrance fades as we descend into a hidden world below. Dim light reveals the servants' quarters, a stark contrast to opulence. A young scullery maid toils, her face smudged with soot and weariness. Her eyes reflect the harsh reality of her unseen world. Each movement is precise, born of relentless routine. The heart of the house beats unseen, fueled by sacrifice. Sunlight pierces through the tall windows, illuminating the silent grandeur of the Victorian manor. Dust motes dance in the golden rays, each a tiny secret in the opulent air. In the background, a scullery maid moves like a ghost, her white apron aflash against dark wood. Unseen, unheard, she is a silent observer to the master and lady's affairs. She hears everything, a secret confidant to the very walls themselves. The rough, starched apron feels coarse, slightly damp in the dim light. Worn leather boots stand on the chilling stone floor, grounding her. Distant sounds of clattering pots echo from unseen rooms. Muffled voices drift from above, whispers in the unknown location. A heavy silence hangs, broken only by the sounds of daily toil. Sunlight floods the castle kitchen, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. Elsie, barely 16, stands at a massive stone sink, her young face etched with weary determination. Her hands, reddened and chapped, scrub relentlessly, a testament to endless labor. Despite the drudgery, a spark of keen intelligence shines in Elsie's bright, observant eyes. She misses nothing, her gaze sweeping across the bustling kitchen, absorbing every detail. A silent observer in a world of clattering pots and shouted orders, Elsie dreams of escape. Before dawn, in a humble home, she rises the first to greet the quiet darkness. The air hangs heavy, a blend of coal smoke and the faint aroma of stale bread filling the silent rooms. A single gas lamp flickers, its light painting the walls with dancing shadows. Shadows lengthen and sway, the only movement in the still, sleeping house. The silence of dawn is broken only by the soft hiss of the gas lamp. She moves quietly, a solitary figure amidst the slumbering household. The kitchen is still and cold, the silence broken only by the whisper of dust motes in the weak light. She kneels before the stove, its grate cold and heavy with ash, a silent testament to forgotten warmth. Her breath mists in the frigid air as she coaxes the first fragile flames to life. Small pieces of wood crackle, a promise of warmth against the encroaching cold. The kitchen slowly awakens, shadows dancing as the fire begins to take hold. A faint glow illuminates her face, a flicker of hope in the morning's stark stillness. In the heart of the kitchen, dawn breaks as flames dance, casting shadows that flicker across the awakening space. The fire crackles, a symphony of warmth, setting the stage for the day's relentless rhythm. Mrs. Higgins strides in, her presence commanding, her face a canvas of determination. Each step echoes the weight of her responsibilities, a matriarch ready to face the kitchen's demands. Her eyes, sharp and knowing, survey the scene, a silent promise of culinary order and precision. The kitchen awaits her touch, a stage set for the drama of flavors and the artistry of sustenance. Mrs. Higgins scans the bustling kitchen, her sharp eyes missing no detail. She moves with purpose, a figure of authority amidst the morning chaos. Her voice cuts through the clatter. Elsie, get the water boiling, and see to the bacon. The master likes it crisp, she adds, a hint of demand in her tone. In the bustling kitchen, Elsie scurries, her movements a flurry of obedience. A sense of urgency fills the air as Elsie navigates the kitchen. Elsie's quick steps betray a hint of apprehension, knowing the consequences of delay. The kitchen's warmth belies the tension of Mrs. Higgins' fiery temperament. The scullery, a cramped room, alive with clatter. Each clang of dish against dish echoes in the confined space. Steam hisses from unseen pipes, a constant, urgent breath. Water rushes from the faucet, a relentless torrent. The air vibrates with a chaotic energy. A symphony of domestic labor unfolds. In a steamy kitchen, Elsie stands at a sink, her hands deep in soapy water. The clatter of dishes fills the air. A wire brush scrapes against a pot, her brow furrowed in intense concentration. Steam rises, a hazy cloud around her, reflecting the morning light. She moves to a pile of vegetables, peeling them with a small, worn knife. Water drips endlessly, a relentless rhythm accompanying her weary movements. Her back aches, a silent testament to the unending monotony of her day. In the servants' quarters, the day's chores drone on, a backdrop to hidden dramas and hushed conspiracies. I listen intently, straining to catch the whispers, the fragments of secrets they try to conceal. Each strained voice, each furtive glance, paints a vivid picture of their hidden lives. The air is thick with unspoken words and concealed truths, a silent play unfolding before me. Morning light floods the kitchen, a self-contained world of stainless steel and simmering tensions. Appliances gleam, mirroring unspoken desires and rivalries, lurking beneath the polished surfaces. A microcosm of the larger house, the kitchen holds its own intricate web of alliances. The warm glow does little to mask the undercurrent of unspoken emotions simmering in the air. Sunlight floods the bustling kitchen, illuminating gleaming knives and simmering pots. Mrs. Higgins, a formidable figure, surveys her aromatic domain with a commanding presence. The air is thick with the savory scent of roasting meat, promising a feast. Mrs. Higgins is the undisputed ruler, a voice narrates, hinting at her power. She controls the food, the narration continues, and therefore, the happiness of everyone. The kitchen is her kingdom, where flavors reign and appetites are her loyal subjects. In the grand estate's dining room, Mr. Davies, the butler, stands tall, his posture as rigid as the silver candlesticks he surveys. His eyes, sharp and critical, scan the polished surfaces, ensuring every detail meets his exacting standards. With a meticulous hand, he adjusts a candlestick, a silent act of asserting control over his domain. A barely perceptible wrinkle of disdain forms on his brow as his gaze drifts towards the kitchen. He stands as a sentinel of refinement, a silent guardian of the estate's opulent facade. His disapproval speaks volumes, a clear declaration of his perceived superiority over the unseen kitchen staff. Sunlight floods the dining room, illuminating dust motes in a silent dance of tension. At the polished table, two figures face off, each movement a subtle play for dominance. The clinking silverware echoes like a percussive duel, amplifying the unspoken conflict. Unspoken words weigh heavily, a palpable tension filling the space between them. In the dimly lit hallway of the Higgins residence, Elsie sits on the stairs, a picture of innocence amidst growing shadows. Muffled voices rise from the kitchen, a storm brewing behind closed doors. Elsie strains to listen, her small brow furrowed with worry. "The wine is not chilled properly, Mrs. Higgins," Mr. Davies' voice echoes. Mrs. Higgins retorts, her words sharp. "And the soup is too salty, Mr. Davies." Elsie's eyes widen, the escalating argument casting a long shadow over her young heart. In the unknown, Elsie is caught in a storm of animosity, the harsh words swirling around her like a relentless wind. But sometimes, a flicker, a ghost of affection pierces through the darkness, a fragile light in the storm. It's fleeting, almost imperceptible, a subtle shift in the atmosphere that hints at something deeper. Elsie witnesses it all, a silent observer in a landscape of shifting emotions. The Higgins residence is filled with the comforting scent of baking bread. Mrs. Higgins offers a warm slice of freshly baked bread. Mr. Davies accepts the bread with a grateful nod. Mr. Davies holds the door open, a gesture of old-world charm. His smile is kind and respectful, a perfect gentleman. The scene is a tableau of warmth and simple kindness. In the quiet kitchen corner, sunbeams spotlight Lily, flour dusting her apron as she practices a curtsy. Sunlight illuminates dancing dust motes, while she clutches a worn romance novel, her secret escape. Her brow furrows in concentration, a silent struggle for elegance against the backdrop of the mundane. She attempts a more elaborate bow, dreaming beyond the kitchen's humble walls. In the dim scullery, Lily's tears flow freely, her heart wounded by a fictional love gone awry. Elsie finds Lily again, her face streaked with tears, a familiar sorrow etched in her expression. Elsie approaches gently, a silent promise of comfort in her eyes. A shared glance passes between them, understanding blooming amidst the mundane chores. The soapy water and daily grind fade as Elsie offers solace, a moment of shared empathy. In the Higgins residence, Elsie lurks near a doorway, her figure melting into the shadows, an unseen observer. Voices echo from a hidden space, carrying fragments of a private conversation into the dimly lit hallway. Mrs. Higgins' voice resonates with an air of mentorship. "You have potential, Lily." A stern undercurrent flows as Mrs. Higgins adds, her tone laced with caution, "But you must learn to be patient." The air thickens with unspoken implications as the final directive hangs in the balance. "And you must learn to keep your mouth shut," Mrs. Higgins concludes, the words sharp and clear. Elsie moves silently through the grand residence, a shadow among the opulent furnishings, unnoticed by the oblivious aristocrats. Upstairs, the aristocrats revel in their world, their laughter echoing, their eyes blind to Elsie's presence. She is a ghost, a silent observer, dismissed as mere furniture in their extravagant lives. But Elsie is human, alive with thoughts and feelings, her mind sharp, her awareness keen. Their arrogance is her shield, their oversight her weapon. She sees and hears everything, a silent force. The cleaning cart squeals down the hallway, its mournful song echoing off the walls. She pushes the cart, her face etched with a quiet weariness. Snippets of arguments drift from behind closed doors, a cacophony of hidden lives. Hushed whispers of scandal paint a picture of secrets and intrigue. The hallway stretches endlessly, each door a gateway to untold stories. She pauses, listening intently, a silent observer of the dramas unfolding around her. Secrets lie coiled, ready to spring as the family's gilded cage begins to rust under the weight of hidden sins. The master's financial empire crumbles, each falling brick echoing the decay within their hallowed halls. In hushed tones and stolen glances, the lady's clandestine affair threatens to ignite a scandal. A dangerous game of chance tightens its grip on the eldest son, each bet a nail in the family's coffin. Fortunes dwindle like sand through grasping fingers, leaving behind only the ghosts of past opulence. The veneer of perfection cracks, revealing the darkness and desperation lurking beneath the surface. Elsie watches from a distance, her gaze intense, yet unreadable, a silent observer in an unknown location. She absorbs every detail, her mind like a sponge soaking up the surroundings. No judgment, only observation, each detail meticulously stored away. Like a squirrel hoarding nuts, Elsie gathers information, preparing for a coming winter. Chandeliers cast a warm glow on the opulent drawing room, hinting at the night's earlier elegance. Crystal glasses and half-eaten canapes are scattered across a mahogany table. An overturned chair lies amidst shattered remains, a testament to the evening's unraveling. Splattered hors d'oeuvres and fragments of a shattered vase paint a scene of utter chaos. The remnants of a disastrous dinner party speak volumes of scandal and shattered facades. The calling card scandal reaches its climax, exposing the absurdities of the upper class. Elsie steps into the apartment, a landscape of chaos. Debris and shadows dance in the sunlit room, scattered across the floor like fallen leaves. Calling cards bear witness to a storm. Some cards are torn, others stained with the dark poetry of spilled wine. Elsie sighs, a deep breath before the plunge. Steel in her eyes, she steels herself for the task. In an unknown place, she stares, lost. The tarot cards spread before her, a mystery she can't decipher. Confusion clouds her face, a storm brewing behind her eyes as she grapples with the card's silent language. Her hand trembles, drawn to the worn surface of one card, a hesitant touch seeking answers in the stillness. A heavy weight fills the air. Something terrible has occurred, its presence suffocating and undeniable. Elsie watches silently, a sentinel in the grand staircase's shadow. The lady descends, each step echoing in the silent hall, her face a canvas of sorrow. Her complexion is pale, a stark contrast to the vibrant surroundings. Elsie observes, unseen, as the lady passes, her eyes betraying a deep, unspoken anguish. The lady's pain is etched deeply around her eyes, a silent testament to her suffering. Though unacknowledged, Elsie witnesses the lady's quiet descent, a portrait of hidden grief. In Higgins' residence, Elsie polishes silverware, her movements precise, mechanical. She pauses, drawn by hushed tones, her face betraying a feigned disinterest. Mrs. Higgins' words hang in the air. The master accused the lady of infidelity. Mr. Davies adds fuel to the fire, and the eldest son challenged him to a duel. Elsie's grip tightens on the silverware, her eyes narrowing as she absorbs the scandalous news. In the stark light, Elsie shivers, a tremor shaking her body. The weight of hidden truths presses down, a palpable dread filling the space. The secrets she guards could shatter everything, a silent scream trapped within her. The house is built on lies, and she knows it. Each creak echoes the impending collapse. Amidst the castle kitchen's chaos, the feast's remnants linger. Roasted meats and spilled wine fill the air. I stand, a mere scullery maid, invisible against the backdrop of impending doom. The clatter of pots and pans amplifies the silence of my powerlessness. Darkness looms, an encroaching doom I sense with each breath. My insignificance is a shield and a curse as shadows lengthen. I am just a scullery maid, lost in the castle's vastness, a silent observer of fate. Weeks blur as Elsie navigates her home, the subtle changes in light marking time's passage. Inside Elsie's house, the air is thick with unspoken tension, a palpable weight pressing down. Anxiety permeates every corner, a silent, invisible presence felt by Elsie. She feels the shift in mood, the subtle cues that betray growing fears within the walls. Elsie observes the strained smiles and hushed tones, an undercurrent of worry she can almost touch. The house, once a sanctuary, now echoes with a silent, growing disquiet that Elsie can no longer ignore. In the dim unknown, the master's face is flushed as he downs another glass of amber liquid, his actions heavy with unspoken woes. Across the hall, the lady stands silhouetted against the window, her shoulders trembling with silent, inconsolable sobs. The eldest son paces restlessly, his footsteps echoing through the hall like the beat of a frantic heart. His brow is furrowed with deep concern as he navigates the space, a whirlwind of pent-up energy and worry. Each figure is locked in their private turmoil, their isolation palpable in the heavy, unspoken atmosphere. Sunlight paints the Victorian manor, dust motes swirling in golden rays, revealing a world suspended between grandeur and decay. She stands motionless, an island of quiet intensity in a room pregnant with secrets and unspoken tensions. The air hangs heavy, thick with the weight of history and the ghosts of memories refusing to stay buried. A sense of foreboding permeates the scene, a subtle shift in the atmosphere hinting at an impending storm. She knows that something is about to break, a voice whispers, carrying the weight of inevitability. The fragile facade of the Victorian manor is about to crumble, sealing their fate. In the dimly lit scullery, Elsie scrubs with fierce diligence, the clatter of metal echoing in the confined space. The harsh light casts long shadows as she battles the grime, lost in her solitary world of pots and pans. Suddenly, a commotion explodes from above, shattering the quiet with shouts and rising tension. Voices escalate into a furious storm, the sounds of chaos descending upon the unsuspecting servant. A deafening crash rattles the very shelves, sending tremors through Elsie in the room. Elsie freezes, her brow furrowed with worry, the scrubbing forgotten in the face of the escalating turmoil. A chilling stillness descends, and I freeze, every nerve on high alert. My heart pounds against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the eerie silence. Uncertainty grips me, a suffocating blanket of the unknown. An invisible dread fills the air, heavy and suffocating. I know, with chilling certainty, that something terrible is about to unfold. In the dead of night, she descends the stairs, each step measured, her heart a frantic drum against the silence. She pauses, breath held, straining to catch the sounds echoing from above, her senses heightened with dread. The master's voice, a thunderous roar, shatters the stillness, laced with fury and accusation. Each word hangs heavy, painting a vivid picture of betrayal and conflict in the unseen chambers above. She hears the master shouting at the lady, accusing her of betraying him. Her eyes widen, shadowed with fear and uncertainty, as the drama unfolds above, sealing her fate. An unseen space echoes with the lady's scream, a raw, fierce denial that tears through the silence. "No, that is not true," she cries, her voice cracking under the weight of unspoken accusations. A desperate plea cuts through the air as the eldest son's voice rises in anguish. "Please, stop this. Please," he begs, his words a frantic attempt to halt an unknown torment. His voice is raw with desperation, echoing in the unknown location. The unseen accusations hang heavy, a palpable tension gripping the space as pleas for mercy fill the air. A deafening gunshot shatters the silence, ripping through the quiet house. The protagonist freezes, eyes wide with sudden terror. A beat of stunned silence hangs heavy in the air, amplifying the echo of the shot. The protagonist's breath hitches, a wave of adrenaline coursing through their veins. Fear grips them. Every shadow seems to deepen, every creak of the house amplifying the sense of unseen danger. Inside the unknown house, Elsie is frozen, her eyes wide with terror. Fear chokes her, each breath a ragged gasp in the oppressive dark. Her heart hammers, a frantic drumbeat against her ribs, urging her to flee this house of secrets and lies. Shadows lengthen, twisting into monstrous shapes in Elsie's panicked mind. She wants to run, to escape this nightmare closing in around her. Sunlight streams into an unknown room, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. A sense of confinement hangs heavy, an invisible cage built of obligation and unspoken vows. But she also knows that she can't leave. A voice whispers, echoing the unspoken truth. The weight of duty anchors her, binding her to this house and its inhabitants. Her gaze hardens with resolve, accepting the chains that tie her to her fate. In the dim light, I ascend the staircase, each step heavy with dread, my trembling hand gripping the aged banister. Pausing, I reach the drawing room. The air stills, a silent prelude to what lies beyond the door. With bated breath, I peer inside, my heart pounding in anticipation of the unknown. Shadows dance within, obscuring details and fueling my growing unease as I confront the room. The master lies sprawled on the cold floor, a pool of crimson blood spreading like a dark stain. The scene unfolds with gut-wrenching horror, the silence broken only by the sound of labored breathing. The lady kneels beside him, her body racked with uncontrollable sobs as despair washes over her. Her shaking hands reach out, a desperate attempt to hold onto a life slipping away in the crimson tide. In the dim light, the eldest son stands frozen, a statue of shock carved from pale flesh. His face, a canvas of horror, betrays a silent scream trapped within. A trembling hand grips a smoking pistol, the metallic scent filling the air. The weight of the deed settles upon him, crushing his spirit. His eyes widen, reflecting the abyss of consequences unfolding before him. Elsie stands frozen, her eyes wide with fear and confusion. The unknown location holds her captive. Paralyzed, she struggles internally, a silent scream trapped within her. I can't move, she thinks, her mind racing as her body remains a statue. Rooted to the spot, Elsie's fear intensifies, the unknown pressing in on her. In the stark expanse of the unknown, a son's gaze lifts, his eyes bloodshot. His eyes, wide pools reflecting utter despair, mirror a soul fractured beyond repair. A whisper escapes his lips, barely audible in the vast emptiness. "Help me." His plea hangs in the air, a desperate echo in the face of overwhelming darkness. "Please, help me," he repeats, the words a fragile lifeline in his descent. Each syllable is a testament to his broken spirit, a haunting cry for salvation. Amidst the kitchen's chaos, Elsie stands, soot-stained hands clasped, observing the flurry of cooks and servants. A shadow of doubt crosses her face as she whispers, "I don't know what to say." Her voice barely audible above the din, she laments, "I am just a scullery maid." A question hangs in the air, tinged with helplessness. What can I do? In the dim light, she pauses, a shadow of doubt momentarily clouding her features. Echoes of past secrets and lies swirl around her, a haunting symphony of betrayal. Her eyes harden with newfound resolve, a silent vow forming in their depths. The realization dawns, a beacon of strength igniting within. She is not powerless, a subtle shift in her stance, a quiet declaration of defiance against the shadows. The weight of the world lifts, replaced by the steel of determination, a promise of action. In the dim light, a lone figure stands silently, a shadow swallowed by the room's deep corners. Her stillness hints at a profound knowledge, a silent understanding that permeates the very air. She knows the truth, echoes in the narrator's mind, a revelation hanging heavy in the air. About the master's debts, the words paint a picture of financial ruin and hidden desperation. About the lady's affair, a scandalous secret exposed in the stark light of truth. About the eldest son's gambling addiction, the final piece of a shattered family portrait. Silhouetted against the window, a woman stands, her face a mask of worry. The room holds its breath, heavy with unspoken choices. She clutches a letter, its fragile paper mirroring the delicate balance of her family's peace. Each tick of the clock echoes the weight of truth, a double-edged sword poised to either shatter or save them. In her grasp lies a painful remedy, a flicker of hope against the backdrop of potential devastation. She pauses, gathering her strength, then takes a resolute step into the drawing room, the air thick with unspoken tension. Sunlight streams in, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air as she steels herself for the confrontation. Her eyes narrow, and her voice, surprisingly steady, cuts through the silence. I know what happened. A beat of silence hangs heavy, pregnant with the weight of her declaration. The lady and her son stand frozen, their eyes wide with disbelief, locked in a silent tableau of shock. Their faces betray a dawning horror, a silent scream trapped behind their widening eyes. They can't believe that the scullery maid knows their secrets, echoes in the shocked silence. The weight of their exposed secrets hangs heavy in the air, a palpable tension filling the space. In the stark room, Elsie stands, her face etched with resolve. Her voice, a steady beacon, cuts through the silence. I'm going to tell you everything. She begins her tale, each word a step deeper into a labyrinth of lies. Her revelations hang in the air, weaving a tapestry of deception. The weight of truth descends, suffocating the room. Each breath becomes a struggle against the crushing weight of their reality. In the stark room, the lady and her son stand as statues, their faces draining of color as the truth unfolds. A pregnant silence descends, heavy with unspoken dread, broken only by the sound of shallow breaths. The lady's eyes widen, reflecting a storm of disbelief and rising panic. Her son's jaw tightens, a muscle twitching in his cheek as he struggles to maintain composure. Shadows lengthen, mirroring the growing darkness within them as they face the unknown. The room feels colder, each revelation a chilling gust that threatens to extinguish their hopes. Elsie completes her work in an unknown place. The air is heavy with anticipation. A moment of quiet hangs in the air, charged with unspoken questions and mounting tension. Lady's voice breaks the silence, barely audible, a fragile whisper in the expectant atmosphere. What do you want? She asks, her question echoing in the unknown space. Her words hang in the air, unanswered, increasing the suspense. Elsie pauses, lost in thought, her eyes flitting around the unknown place. The weight of the moment presses down on her, a silent burden. She could ask for money. A voice whispers, temptation hanging in the air. For a better position, for her freedom. The narration continues, outlining the stakes. She stands, a figure of quiet strength in the stark, unknown space. A flicker of defiance ignites in her eyes, challenging the unseen. Determination etches itself onto her face, a silent vow. Her gaze pierces the veil of the material, seeking something deeper. A profound yearning emanates from her, a desire for the intangible. Sunlight floods a sparse room, revealing dust motes swirling in the air as two figures stand poised, their silence heavy with unspoken tension. She breaks the silence, her voice firm with purpose. I want you to tell the truth. Her gaze intensifies, pleading for sincerity. I want you to be honest with each other. Her words hang in the air, a challenge to confront the past, I want you to forgive each other." The room holds its breath, awaiting the response, as the weight of her demand settles between them. In the Stark room, the lady and her eldest son confront each other, their eyes mirroring a shared, unspoken history. A fragile silence hangs between them, heavy with unspoken guilt and a flicker of fragile hope. Their locked gazes weave a complex narrative, a silent dialogue of shared burdens and uncertain futures. The weight of their secrets seems to press in, shaping the tense, unspoken bond between mother and son. The air is thick with unspoken truths, a heavy shroud of guilt and dawning understanding hanging over them. I feel their collective gaze, burdened with the weight of their long-held deception. A palpable shift occurs as the crushing weight of their lies becomes unbearable. The stark realization dawns on them. Elsie is right. Her words a piercing truth. They know that Elsie is right. A voice echoes, the narration filling the silent space. They know that they can't continue living a lie. The narration concludes, sealing their fate. Sunlight pierces the dimness, spotlighting dust motes in the air. Two figures stand, hope and apprehension warring on their faces. The room crackles with unspoken words, heavy with the weight of past experiences. They agree to tell the truth, to be honest with each other, to forgive each other. Inside the drawing room, Elsie diligently begins to erase any trace of recent turmoil, moving with careful precision. Sunlight streams through the tall windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the otherwise still air. She gathers scattered objects, her movements deliberate as she methodically clears away the aftermath. The room slowly returns to its former order, each item placed with a sense of urgent purpose. Anticipation hangs heavy as Elsie prepares for the inevitable arrival of the police, the air thick with unspoken tension. In the stark expanse of the unknown, she stands unyielding, a solitary figure against the backdrop of destiny. A subtle flicker of resolve ignites within her eyes, a silent promise etched on her face. The air hangs heavy with unspoken anticipation, thick with the weight of impending events. She is aware of the inevitable consequences looming ahead, shadows cast by past actions. Narration. She knows that they will face consequences for their actions. Narration. But she also knows that they will be stronger for it. Sirens scream, piercing the morning calm as police cars converge outside the house. Inside the bustling kitchen, chaos erupts, yet Elsie remains unnoticed amid the turmoil. She melts back into the scullery, a shadow in the shadows, unnoticed by the storm. Elsie, the scullery maid, blends seamlessly into the background, a ghost in plain sight. Her insignificance becomes her shield, a cloak of invisibility in the unfolding drama. The sirens wail, but Elsie is already gone, swallowed by the depths of the old house. Sunlight paints the room, revealing motes of dust suspended in the stillness. I stand, bathed in light, yet cloaked in the heavy silence of what I have done. The air itself seems to vibrate with the echoes of timelines rewritten. But she has changed the course of history. A voice whispers, she has saved a family. The weight of consequence settles, a visible burden on my shoulders, changed irrevocably by the power I now wield and the path I have chosen. Within the grand estate, days blur, and long-buried secrets claw their way to the surface. Whispers escalate to shouts as the master's facade of wealth crumbles, revealing hidden debts. The lady's clandestine affair becomes the household's scandal, tarnishing her once pure reputation. A shadow falls over the eldest son as his gambling addiction consumes him, his future uncertain. The estate, once a symbol of opulence, now echoes with the bitter symphony of exposed truths. Each revelation chips away at their carefully constructed lives, threatening to bring it all crashing down. Sunlight stabs through boarded windows into the abandoned house, illuminating dust and decay. Furniture lies overturned under dusty sheets, remnants of a life shattered and abandoned. The family stands amidst the wreckage, faces drawn with exhaustion, eyes holding a strange lightness. The family is disgraced, their reputation ruined, but they are also free. A quaint cottage sits nestled amid rolling green hills, sunlight bathing its walls. Sunlight streams through the windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. Boxes are unpacked, their contents hinting at a new life, a fresh start. A sense of peace settles over them, a quiet promise of tranquility found. The absence of societal pressure is palpable, a weight lifted from weary shoulders. Elsie toils as a scullery maid, her movements practiced and efficient in the bustling kitchen. Sunlight streams through the window, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air around her. Her brow furrows slightly, a hint of weariness etched on her young face as she scrubs diligently. A subtle shift occurs. She senses the change in atmosphere, the weight of being seen. No longer invisible, Elsie pauses, a flicker of surprise and apprehension in her eyes. The kitchen seems to hold its breath, the mundane chores now imbued with a newfound awareness. A profound silence fills the intimate space, heavy with unspoken words and shared secrets, the air thick with anticipation. Soft, diffused light bathes the scene, casting gentle shadows that dance with the untold stories lingering in the air. She is a trusted friend, a confidant, a member of the family. A voice whispers, painting a portrait of deep connection. The weight of shared history and unwavering loyalty anchors the scene, promising comfort and understanding. Sunlight floods the room, illuminating a myriad of dust motes dancing in the air. A collective gaze of admiration fills the room, reflecting shared dedication. Faces glow with affection, mirroring the intense hard work invested. The air crackles with a tangible sense of accomplishment and unity. A palpable feeling of deep connection permeates the sun-drenched space. She reflects, a subtle smile playing on her lips as memories of her journey flood her mind. A quiet moment of realization dawns within her, a profound understanding taking root. I have learned that even the smallest, most insignificant person can make a difference. Her words resonate with newfound conviction, echoing the transformative power of individual impact. In the warm kitchen, Mrs. Higgins stirs a pot, her experienced hands moving with precision. Mr. Davies enters, his calm demeanor undisturbed as he focuses on papers in his hand. Unaware, he passes by Mrs. Higgins, lost in his own world of duties and responsibilities. Elsie watches from the corner, her gaze drawn to Mrs. Higgins' softening eyes. A silent longing flickers across Mrs. Higgins' face as she watches him, unnoticed. Sunlight floods the coffee shop, illuminating swirling dust. Golden light bathes the room, highlighting every detail. She observes the subtle gestures of strangers around her. Each movement tells a silent, untold story. The air buzzes with unspoken words and hidden glances. She absorbs the atmosphere, a silent observer. Sunlight paints the room as Mrs. Higgins arranges lilies, her movements precise, a silent ritual in her day. Lace curtains filter the light, casting shadows that dance with the dust motes in the still air. A subtle sadness flickers in Mrs. Higgins' eyes, a secret longing she keeps carefully guarded. But Mrs. Higgins is too proud to admit her feelings. A voice whispers, unheard in the sunlit room. The lilies stand in silent testimony to the unspoken emotions filling the room. And Mr. Davies is too oblivious to notice, adding to the quiet drama unfolding within the residence. Sunlight illuminates dust motes as Elsie stands before Mr. Davies, her face etched with concern. Mr. Davies listens, his gaze unwavering as Elsie begins. "Mr. Davies, I need to talk to you about Mrs. Higgins." Elsie's voice is soft but firm, the weight of her worry palpable in the bright office. "She's been feeling unwell lately. I think she needs your help," Elsie pleads, her eyes reflecting her deep concern. Mr. Davies enters the kitchen, his face etched with concern. He scans the room, his eyes searching every corner. A sense of unease fills the sunlit kitchen. The silence amplifies his growing worry. Sunlight streams into the kitchen, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. He enters the kitchen, drawn by an unspoken unease. He finds her seated by the stove, her silhouette framed by the warm light. Her face is flushed, betraying a hidden turmoil. His voice, laced with concern, cuts through the silence. "Are you all right?" Mrs. Higgins is visibly taken aback, a flicker of surprise crossing her features. A subtle vulnerability emerges, softening her usually composed demeanor. She pauses, a moment of introspection before she speaks. "I admit that I've been feeling lonely," she confesses, her voice tinged with melancholy. Mr. Davies sits, a picture of contemplation, in his office. His expression is thoughtful as he listens intently. Mr. Davies' voice fills the room. "I've been feeling lonely too." A wistful look crosses his face as he adds, "I miss your company." Soft light paints the room, shadows dancing with candlelight as they sit close, a silent world of shared vulnerabilities between them. The air crackles with unspoken emotions as they delve into the deepest parts of their hearts, revealing hidden feelings. Each word hangs in the air like a fragile offering, their souls bared in the quiet intimacy of the room. A sense of profound connection deepens as they navigate the delicate landscape of their shared fears and hopes. In the soft glow, a moment of raw honesty binds them, forging an unspoken promise of understanding and acceptance. Sunlight floods the bustling coffee shop as Anna nervously stirs her latte. Her eyes fixed on the swirling cream, Mark leans forward, his smile genuine and warm, a spark of surprise and understanding mirrored in his gaze. "I never thought we'd have so much to talk about," Anna confesses, her voice barely above a whisper. Mark responds, "Me neither. It's unexpected," his words hanging in the air, charged with unspoken emotion. A moment of shared vulnerability as Mark admits, "I think I'm falling in love with you," his eyes searching hers. Anna's soft reply, "Me too," seals their connection, a hopeful promise blooming amidst the cafe's gentle chaos. Sunlight floods the living room as their hands meet, a silent promise exchanged in the golden light. Hand in hand, they stroll through the garden, a sanctuary of blooming flowers and whispered secrets. Laughter echoes softly as they pause, their eyes mirroring the joy of shared moments. Later, nestled by the warmth of the crackling fire, they find solace in each other's company. Lost in the pages of their favorite books, a comfortable silence settles between them, punctuated only by the fire. In the quiet intimacy of the evening, their hearts intertwine, bound by the love of stories and shared dreams. Sunlight floods the room, revealing dust motes in a silent ballet. Silhouetted figures stand bathed in light, radiating serene contentment. Their faces are alight with genuine joy, smiles that speak volumes. The air is thick with a palpable sense of fulfillment, a moment suspended in peace. Elsie's radiant smile fills the coffee shop, her joy a beacon in the sunlit room. Sunlight bathes a nearby couple in a warm glow as they laugh, their happiness palpable. A sense of profound satisfaction washes over the narrator, a silent observer of newfound joy. Narration: Elsie has brought two lonely hearts together. Narration: she has made the world a little bit brighter, a quiet affirmation of Elsie's impact. In the dimly lit pantry, a lone bulb casts eerie shadows across shelves laden with jars and bags, hinting at secrets within. Elsie, a young kitchen worker, spies through a crack, her eyes widening as she observes the scene unfolding inside. Two furtive kitchen staff members sneak into the pantry, their movements betraying a hidden agenda. They greedily grab bags of sugar, filling their pockets as sweet crystals spill, a silent testament to their illicit act. In the stark expanse of an unknown location, she stands frozen, a tempest gathering behind her eyes. A silent battle rages within as she grapples with a daunting decision. "I know I should tell Mrs. Higgins," the thought replays, a broken echo in her mind. Fear of repercussions paralyzes her, locking her in place. Her conscience clashes with her fear, a battlefield of uncertainty. She hesitates, her internal conflict palpable, as she remains caught between right and dread. The kitchen buzzes, a symphony of clanging and chatter under bright lights, stainless steel surfaces gleaming. A rich aroma of spices hangs heavy in the air, a tantalizing blend of simmering sauces and culinary secrets. She advances into the heart of the kitchen, her face set with grim determination. Her voice cuts through the kitchen's noise. "I know what you're doing. It's wrong." Under stark fluorescent lights, the kitchen staff huddle, their shame palpable in the sterile gleam of stainless steel. They avoid each other's gaze, shuffling on the worn tiles, a silent admission hanging heavy in the air. A chorus of hushed voices breaks the silence. "We're ashamed. We admit it. We've been stealing sugar," they confess, their words barely audible. A desperate plea. "We're poor. We can't afford to buy it ourselves," echoes in the cold kitchen. Elsie nods, her expression a mix of empathy and resolve in the stark light of the unknown location. A profound understanding dawns, etching itself onto her features as she prepares to make an offer. She extends a hand, a gesture of goodwill cutting through the tension-filled atmosphere. "I understand your situation," Elsie says, her voice soft yet firm with conviction. Hope flickers in her eyes as she continues, "I offer to help you. I will share my own sugar with you. You don't need to steal, she declares, a promise of generosity. The kitchen buzzes with a renewed sense of purpose, a palpable shift in energy, filling every corner. Clandestine glances towards the sugar are gone, replaced by focused dedication. Each member moves with increased diligence, a symphony of culinary teamwork. Assistance flows freely, a silent language of support and encouragement among the staff. Camaraderie fills the air, binding them together in a shared, unspoken understanding. Mrs. Higgins watches, her eyes sharp, as the kitchen staff moves with a newfound purpose. A subtle but significant shift has transformed their work. Efficiency marks their every action, a quiet determination etched on their faces. The clatter of pots and pans becomes a symphony of diligence. The air itself hums with the energy of focused labor. Each task is completed with precision, a testament to their commitment. She smiles warmly, observing the workers, gratitude radiating from their faces. She walks among them, a beacon of hope, the air filled with anticipation. She gestures, a silent promise of better things to come. She rewards them with extra food, with better working conditions, with more respect. Sunlight floods the kitchen, stainless steel surfaces gleaming under its warm embrace. The kitchen staff moves with practiced grace, smiles hinting at shared stories and mutual respect. A contented energy fills the air, a quiet hum of purpose and belonging resonating within these walls. They are grateful for Mrs. Higgins' kindness. They are proud to be part of her team, a voice whispers. In the bright kitchen, Elsie's smile radiates warmth, illuminating the gleaming stainless steel. The air is filled with the gentle hum of activity, a symphony of domestic contentment. A comforting aroma fills the air, a delicate blend of freshly baked bread and simmering herbs, the kitchen transformed, a testament to care and dedication. A happier place, a sanctuary created through shared effort and genuine warmth. Inside the castle kitchen, the cold, rough stone floor stretches out, a silent testament to countless hours of labor. Elsie's worn leather boots echo softly against the ancient stones, each step a somber reminder. The kitchen stands quiet, the rough texture of stone a backdrop to Elsie's weary journey. Each footstep marks a small rebellion against the endless hours spent toiling below stairs. The rough floor and worn boots, a visual echo of Elsie's daily grind in the castle's depths. A coal mining town under a gray sky. The air, heavy with coal smoke, stale bread, and the damp earth, hangs still. Rows of identical houses stretch into the distance, their roofs heavy with soot, mirroring the town's grim reality. Children with smudged faces play in the dusty streets, their laughter echoing, a fleeting spark in the grimy air. A familiar scent, a stark landscape, a portrait of a home etched in soot and resilience. Light streams through grimy windows, painting dancing shadows across the worn floor. The soft, diffused light whispers tales of forgotten mysteries. Dust motes swirl in the sunbeams, each a tiny dancer in the grand theater of light and shadow. An air of intrigue hangs heavy, a silent invitation to uncover hidden truths. The room breathes with secrets, each corner a repository of untold stories waiting to be revealed. The scullery is filled with the rhythmic drumming of water, a constant presence that permeates every corner. The sound of water becomes the focal point, its cadence both a comfort and an irritant. An immersive auditory experience where the repetitive rhythm of water dominates the soundscape. The space resonates with the dual nature of water, soothing and agitating, a study in contrasts. Inside the stark bathroom, the rough bar of soap grates against skin, a harsh awakening. Each scrub is a stark reminder, a relentless cycle of cleansing that never truly ends. Water streams down, washing away grime, but not the deeper stains etched within. The mirror reflects a weary gaze, haunted by the endless task ahead. A breath held, a moment of stillness before the ceaseless cleaning begins anew. In Elsie's dimly lit kitchen, the heavy scent of stale oil fills the air, shadows stretching long and distorted under a solitary bulb. Before me sits a plate of grayish mush, an unappetizing offering, leftovers from the family above. I stare at the meal, my stomach twisting in protest at the sight of the congealed mass. Hesitantly, I poke at the food with my fork, each touch a silent declaration of my reluctance. Weak sunlight barely illuminates Elsie's sparsely furnished apartment, casting long shadows across the room. Through the window, a stark view of the building across the courtyard, a silent observer of Elsie's solitude. Upstairs, a family dresses in their finest, their laughter echoing faintly, a stark contrast to Elsie's silence. A pang of envy strikes Elsie, a bitter realization that their paths diverge, their destinies worlds apart. The joyful preparations across the way amplify Elsie's isolation, deepening the shadows in her small space. Hopelessness washes over her, a silent acknowledgement of the opportunities forever out of reach. A gentle melody fills the drawing room, its sweet notes a tantalizing invitation. The rhythm beckons, promising escape from troubles. The music seems to weave a spell, offering solace and momentary freedom. Longing to dance, to sing, to dissolve into the harmonious embrace. The melody is a siren's call, a sweet temptation to forget. Each note whispers of release, a momentary reprieve from the burdens of the mind. Elsie feels the soft fabric of the lady's dress, a fleeting moment of luxury in the unknown location. A brush against the lady, a pang of envy, as Elsie observes her in the daylight. Elsie's gaze lingers, drawn to the lady's elegance and grace. An unspoken longing fills the air, a silent yearning for a different life. Moonlight slices through the cellar's gloom, illuminating dust motes in a silent dance. I tilt the bottle, a forbidden ruby liquid glinting in the dim light. The wine whispers promises, a taste of pure, sinful pleasure. Guilt and desire war within me as I savor the stolen sip. Knowing I shouldn't, I succumb to the wine's dark allure, a sweet surrender. The air is thick with unspoken tension, every corner whispering with potential danger. Elsie moves cautiously, her eyes darting, reflecting deep-seated fear. The master's anger looms, a dark cloud shadowing every action. Each step is weighed, each word measured, to avoid igniting his wrath. Her breath hitches as she anticipates the unseen threat lurking. Fear etches deeper lines onto her face, a silent scream trapped within. Sunlight paints the room, dust motes swirling in golden shafts, while the sorrowful weeping of the lady fills the air. Elsie sits by the window, her young face etched with worry, the sound of weeping a constant ache in her heart. She wrings her small hands, a picture of helplessness against the unseen sorrow that pervades the old house. The weeping echoes, a haunting lament that seems to seep from the very walls around the distressed little girl. I wish I could do something. Anything, Elsie thinks, her voice echoing softly in her mind. But what can I do? Outside, the sun shines, oblivious to the sorrow within, as Elsie's shadow stretches long across the dusty floor. Elsie's breath hitches as the eldest son's hand grazes her arm, an unwelcome touch that sends a shiver down her spine. Her eyes dart to the side, a silent plea for escape etched on her face as she navigates the crowded room. A flicker of resolve hardens her gaze, a silent promise to guard her own boundaries with unwavering vigilance. She subtly pulls away, her body language a clear message of discomfort and a silent refusal to engage. Elsie's mind races, calculating her next move with precision, ensuring her actions don't invite further advances. A delicate dance of avoidance begins, as Elsie navigates the space with caution, a silent guardian of her own peace. A kiss lingers in the air of the kitchen, unexpected and fleeting. Elsie's cheeks flush with a surprising warmth, a blush she didn't anticipate. She fights the unexpected feelings, a storm brewing behind her eyes. I can't allow myself to get too attached, Elsie whispers, a vow against her own heart. Elsie steels herself, a silent promise to guard her heart, no matter the cost. Dawn breaks, casting a fragile rectangle of light into the grimy room, a beacon of hope against the shadowed walls. Elsie watches, the sunrise painting her face with nascent determination, a silent promise of a new beginning. The light stretches, enveloping the room in a soft, golden hue, as Elsie dares to dream of endless possibilities. In the quiet dawn, Elsie stands bathed in light, a solitary figure ready to face the unfolding day with newfound resolve. Sunlight filters through the trees, dappling the garden in shifting patterns of light and shadow. The air is alive with the sound of unseen birds, their melodies filling the tranquil space. Elsie closes her eyes, her face upturned, a serene smile gracing her lips as she basks in the warmth. She lets the symphony of nature wash over her, finding solace in the gentle sounds and soft breezes. A moment of perfect peace settles over Elsie, the garden a sanctuary from the outside world. Under the sun's golden caress, Elsie's face softens, a wave of warmth seeping into her soul, melting away lingering shadows. A soft smile graces Elsie's lips, a silent testament to the joy blossoming within her. Elsie's eyes sparkle with newfound vitality as she whispers to the wind, a declaration of self-discovery. "I am alive," Elsie proclaims, her voice a gentle echo in the vast field, filled with unwavering conviction. With renewed strength, Elsie resolutely declares, "I am strong. I am resilient." Her words, a beacon of hope. The air is crisp and clean. Elsie takes a deep breath, savoring the taste of freedom and the unknown. Her eyes gleam with newfound resolve, reflecting the vast expanse of the landscape before her. A subtle smile plays on her lips, a silent declaration of self-discovery and empowerment. In this moment, Elsie knows she is in control of her own destiny, ready to face whatever lies ahead. Elsie looks up, her eyes mirroring the countless stars above. A vast, twinkling canvas stretches into infinity. The night sky, a boundless expanse, captivates Elsie, each star a beacon in the velvet darkness. A sense of awe washes over her, the universe's grandeur dwarfing all earthly concerns. Lost in contemplation, she feels like a tiny speck, yet connected to something immense. The sheer scale of the cosmos humbles Elsie, filling her with a profound sense of wonder and insignificance. In the silent expanse, Elsie finds solace, a small piece in a grand, eternal puzzle. A faint, rhythmic thumping echoes in the silent void, a heartbeat in the emptiness. Elsie closes her eyes, shutting out the world, and turns her attention inward. She listens to the steady thump-thump of her own heart, a primal rhythm of life. A realization dawns, a quiet whisper in the stillness. "I am alive." Strength surges through her, a silent declaration. "I am strong." Confidence blooms, a defiant affirmation. "I am capable of anything."